Hello everyone, today we've got the Hubsan Mini Q4. It's just a tiny little microcopter here. So we've got the red version here and then just the original white version here. Purchased these from rcgeeks.co.uk and I think they were around £22 each. So these were our first quadcopters that we've ever bought as well. And we've had loads of fun with them, crashed them a lot. This guard on this one here actually came with the original one, but you can buy them on Amazon by kits with these and about 16 propellers for about £7, so it's not too bad at all. So when you get it, you'll get, this will all be off here. I'm not going to take that off, actually it's quite fiddly. So it all comes, let's get this round the right way, like that, and then a box on top there, and then you've just got these pins here and you just push them in to pull everything off. So let's set this back here. Okay, this would be your stock controller that you get with your transmitter, and you see it's got these thumb things here. So I saw something on YouTube that was really helpful, and someone took dowel, but I didn't have any dowel, so I just rolled up paper, and you can just pull these off really easily, just like so. And then I've just rolled up paper, taped around it, and then put them on there. And I think that it just gives me a bit more control over it. These are really small, they're not very really short, not very long. I just find it really hard to get any sort of control, whereas with these ones they're a lot longer and you just feels like you get a lot more control out of it. So when you receive your Hubsan Q4 Mini, the controller just slots in here. There's just these plastic brackets and you just pull it out. It's quite easy. It's fairly spacious, you can fit lots of things in. So with me here I've just got stereo strip. They just found it lying around the house just from a first aid kit. It's really light and sticky, and it's great for making small repairs. So I've crashed this loads of times, and I found that all these, where the motors are held in place, there's plastic prongs, so they'll be pushing up on that there, and they just keep snapping off. So what I've done is I've just taped around it, and on this one completely broke, so I just went a bit crazy with the tape. But it's quite light. I haven't really noticed any difference to the performance at all with it on, so that was quite good. Also got spare paper here, just sheet of just plain A4 paper, just for making new ones of these, just in case these break, or they sometimes flick off as well. If you're not holding it down properly, they're not on there that tight, they just slide on really gently there. So yeah, spare paper just in case I need to make more. I have my buttons here for if I want to just change it up. Most importantly, you've got the manual here. So it just goes through the modes here. So probably one of the first pages you want to go to, like me and my brother did, was this one here. It tells you how to do flips. So we've been having loads of fun with that, doing lots of flips and stuff outside. It talks about different modes. So before you boot the controller, you can set it into different modes. So I think it was, where is it? So yeah, here is your mode selection here. So you can either have the right or the left stick as your throttle elevator. Here's a blown up view of the quad. There you go, you can see that. It's fairly detailed. So with the quadcopter you get this top display piece, I'd say it is. So, oh I've got it the wrong way around, here you go. So it'd be on this way, and then you can just slide in the quad into these small grooves here. And there's just a pin there that you have to push down to then slide it back out. But as I've got mine taped up, to stop the motors falling and breaking, it doesn't really fit in there very well. But yeah, it's really sturdy. If you can slide it in there, you can shake it about, it's fine, no problem. So when I travel around, I just have this and my remote just separately in my bag, and I just don't worry about this. So a nice feature of this is that just opens up nicely here, and in here I've got my charging cable here, and then I just have a small bag of propellers. So yeah, that all comes really nice and packaged. How you charge it is really easy. You just chuck it into if you've got an iPhone charger, USB charger that plugs into the wall, or just plug it into your laptop or computer, and this just slides on in the back here. It's really simple. You'll then get a red LED light on the USB here, and as soon as that goes off, just unplug it, and then you're ready to go. I wouldn't recommend charging it too much. I think as soon as the LED, when you notice that it goes off, I would definitely recommend unplugging it then. Don't want to like overcharge your battery, because I'm not sure that these have any sort of protection on them. So you can, let's take this off. So inside the body, I'm not sure if you can make out, but in here the battery's on top here, and it's kind of just all made onto a circuit board. It makes it really easy and light. I haven't really taken this case off, but I do think that you can, because we have two here, if one of them was to break, we can just pull the top case off here, and then we can pull the battery off of the circuit board and have a spare battery, which would be really handy. We have extended flight times. So onto the flight time, I've managed to get about 4 or 5 minutes, just relaxed flying, nothing crazy, no flips or anything like that. But when I'm doing flips and things like that, I seem to only get about 3 to 4 minutes. It depends. Sometimes it might not last very long. I think that's to do with just the weak battery, that's all. Obviously, if you had a much larger quadcopter, you get a lot more out of it. But yeah, let's talk about flying. So to fly it, there is a small on and off switch right here, and you flick this on, and then you get these really cool LED lights. So you've got blue in the front and red in the back, and I found that this really helped me with orientation. As I have an odd number of coloured props on here, it can get really confusing sometimes. So then you just want to turn your remote on there, and then it beeps, and this button goes green here. So then this will be your throttle and rudder, and then you've got pitch here, and then roll. You have the trim buttons here. You can't trim for yaw, which is quite annoying, because I find that it sometimes just tends to spin just randomly by itself. Normally mine just spins to the right, so I'm constantly having to correct that. Let's turn this remote off here. So yeah, we've got trim buttons for pitch and roll, and I've used these a lot. It's once you're all centered up, it hovers really nicely normally. It's really good. So with the Hubsan Q4 Mini, you have different rates that you can use. So with the right stick here in mode 2, you push down here, and now you're in the medium rates, and I think you have about 60% sensitivity compared to the 30% on the low, and you see the flashing green light. When it's in low mode, it'll just be a solid green light, and then you can push it once again and you get the flashing red light, and this is 100% sensitivity. This can be quite hard to control when you're indoors, and especially when you're getting new to the hobby and flying quadcopters. So you just push it once more and we're back into the low rates. On your left stick, if you're in mode 2, push down and you'll hear 2 beeps. This means that you're in flip mode. So I'm just going to show you a quick hover and how easy it is for a beginner to fly. Me and my brother are beginners. As I said, these are the first quadcopters we've ever bought, and we found them really easy to fly, and personally I've got used to flying it really well. So in mode 2 again, so we're just going to give it some throttle. Just get a small amount of lift. And you notice that it's not very sensitive, you're not moving too much. Can be a bit bumpy. But once you're up above the sort of small hover, it is really nice. So let's give it some rudder. So, like I said, it is fairly slow on the mode 1, but once you get into mode 2, you can see how quicker it flies. And then mode 3 is really, really quick. See, it tried to do a flip there because I moved it too fast. So this is another really good point. I turn my controller off here. You don't want to, obviously the propellers aren't really going to do any damage, but it still hurts a little bit. So this is where getting one of these prop guard is really, really important, especially if you're a beginner, because you're going to crash so many times. Like I said, make sure you tape up, just give it a bit of reinforcement. Don't go too hard on the reinforcement. You don't want to add lots of weight because then you're just going to ruin your battery. Your flight times will be ridiculously short, and they already are fairly short, 4 minutes, like I said, 3-4 minutes. So as you see, I almost did a flip there. I think that it's always in flip mode, or my controller always seems to be in flip mode. So if I click it once, it will only beep once. So that lets me know that it's not in flip mode anymore. And I would say if you're just trying to get used to the high rates, the high sensitivity, make sure it's not in flip mode, because that will happen a lot. It just automatically flips as soon as you flick it. So I was just trying to adjust here and it just flipped round. So yeah, you don't really want that happening. But overall, me and my brother really enjoyed this small micro quad. It's great fun to fly indoors. We've taken it outside a couple of times, but as soon as there's a gust of wind, it's gone. We've almost lost it several times, just over into the neighbours' gardens on the roof. But yeah, it's actually surprising how powerful it is for such a small quad. So I'm just going to show you a quick more flight, and we'll do some flips and stuff inside, and then maybe I'll make another video of some more flights, outside flight, nighttime flight. These look really nice. These LED lights when in the dark, they look really nice. They really stand out. You can really tell the orientation of the quadcopter. It's really nice. But thanks for watching the video. We're planning to develop this channel, and this is our first video, so we're planning to get more quadcopters, more reviews, more footage of flying. So yeah, subscribe if you'd like to, and just keep a lookout for new videos. Thank you. Close your eyes.